We are often secreting vaginal cleaning fluids. Sometimes guys are surprised when we eat with no foreplay, without realizing that it got nothing to do with how turned on we are and everything to do with our vag cleaning itself. These same guys automatically assume that we don't need any foreplay because we already wet. Side note on these cleaning fluids: sometimes they acidic enough to bleach panties. That a normal occurrence and nothing to be concerned about. Edit. Guys, there is and literal bleach in women vaginas. I was using it as a verb. The sun bleaches things, but is and by definition bleach. This is something that no one talks about or teaches, and they should. I remember growing up thinking something was wrong with me, when in fact it's just a normal thing our bodies do. The gift of the girlfriend. For real. When we eat going out and I thirsty, she will pull out a water bottle from her purse. Hungry? Cookies. Headache? Tylenol. Need to store sunglasses? Go right ahead. Makes me want to carry a purse, but I'll never admit it to her. What guys wanted to hear: naked pillow fights. What we got: chunky meat period. Jesus H. Christ, yes. The men who wish for a really long donger, or the men who have one and think it's God's gift to women? Yeah, the last few inches of that are either going to go to waste or gonna give your partner a feeling similar to period cramps. Please do not pound on the cervix like a jackhammer. I know several females that, before they go on a first date with a guy, they'll share their location with a friend and text them that guy's full name just in case. Most guys may know about light days or heavy days, but not a lot of guys know about what my first wife called chunky days. I've been sharing some of your responses with my wife, and she says all you guys getting grossed out and noping out of the thread are a bunch of pussies. Seriously men, if you can get past the gross. I told my partner about a decidual cast I had as teen and he started herking. Dude found a rotten, severed leg when he was in the police and stood eating his sandwich when they bagged it. But apparently a cast was too much. I think more do than don't. I know both wives did, and because I was around during conversations, my daughters do. And it's come up before with partners who are always surprised that I know about it. 2 sisters, 2 wives, 2 daughters. I live in the sea of estrogen. Nothing about that monthly murder scene scares me or grosses me out. Jizz drips. I'm surprised I don't hear about this more, but I guess most folks are using condoms and it's a weird subject to bring up. When you come in a vagina, it doesn't exactly get absorbed, it drips out. Sometimes for over an hour. It comes out more quickly if the gal is on top, or if she coughs after. A lot of women on their fertile days of the month have a type of vaginal discharge that's the consistency of a jellyfish. You can stretch it between your fingers. It helps to guide sperm from the vagina and into the uterus to hang out until an egg can come down and be fertilized. Sudden flashbacks to seeing my farmer relative carefully poke the outside of the vaginas of cows in heat to check for optimal time for insemination by testing the stretchiness of their discharge between his fingers. Hadn't thought about that in about 20 years. Not all women remove them. When I was 16, someone told me girls should shave their arms, and at that point I realized that some men will only ever be happy if everything below my eyes is completely hairless. So I decided to fuck it and now draw a hard line. Legs and pits get shaved, pubic hair groomed, and the rest of my body just has hair on it. If someone wants less hair, they can lead by example for a few months and we'll see how much they like getting their balls waxed. My first time with my SO, she warned me that she had a condition in her boobs and that I might not like it. I was thinking she maybe had like 3 nipples or something, but when she whipped them out she had normal nipple hairs. But her mother never told her she could remove them or anything, so she just thought she was a weird woman. She removes them now. If we are having sex, My increased moaning is not a signal for you to increase speed or impact. It's a signal to continue doing exactly what you are doing without changing a thing for another 20-50 seconds so I can come. Changing it up will just reset everything back to square one immediately and is kind of frustrating. And it also makes me regret moaning and then makes me feel the need to suppress natural sounds from then on. Edit. So for those saying you can just say keep doing that, you're not understanding the timing of it all. The moan just comes out and he immediately increases movement as a reaction. By the time my brain kicks in, it's too late. I'm not going to focus on remembering to suppress my natural moaning to instead say keep doing that. It's unnatural for me and from the girls agreeing. It's more natural to moan than to respond by talking for a lot of females. If talking during sex comes out as naturally as moaning does for you, get it girl. I wish I was you. In men, I can just as easily say to you, when she moans, why don't you just ask keep doing that before you change anything? Now, when we are trying again, I then am more aware and focus on not moaning and give the instruction first. But it always feels less natural. My body likes to moan from pleasure. It's just advice if you want a surprise deliver ultimate pleasure and exceed our expectations. Look at the girls responding. I know I'm not alone. If we eat on a date and my hair is tied up, it probably because I was too lazy to wash my hair and was and not interested in the first place. However, if we eat in bed together and getting hot and heavy and I tie my hair up, don't fucking complain. I about to give you the best BJ ever and I don't want my damn hair getting in the way. We do and don't care about dick size. There's a really large threshold where it doesn't fucking matter. But most girls would be unhappy with a 3 or 4 inch dick or a 9-inch monster. Some women aren't really into penetration and then oral and fingers and foreplay are substantial enough. But other girls do like penetration and those girls might like a larger size. Not everyone does though. Lots of vaginas are pretty shallow. Also pro tip. If you have a larger package, make sure there's lots of foreplay because the vaginal canal actually lengthens when turned on, and just because her panties are wet doesn't mean it's necessarily ready for your magnum dong. Vaginas are self-cleaning and are sometimes just wet. I'm a guy, but this is something that the girls would do in my high school that I thought was really interesting. Whenever a girl entered or exited the restroom, it was common courtesy to turn on the hand dryer. I was told they did this so that there would be background noise so that they wouldn't have to listen to each other use the bathroom. I had never seen such a construct in a men's restroom and thought it was pure genius. Alright, since no one else has brought it up and I have vaguely mentioned it, symptoms of premenopause don't always start in your 40s or 50s. It's not unheard of to begin in your 20s and it's actually not super uncommon for it to happen in your 30s. Hormones are weird, especially in women, and it's likely helpful for the hetero men. Here to understand a little about it if you intend to share your life with a woman, fucking buckle in. My mom started premenopause when she was my age, 30. And didn't actually go through it until she was 55. So 25 years of weird hormonal things they never even tell us about. I honestly didn't know about how this presents until recently when I started showing symptoms.